guys, today is Friday, so I'm going to be doing my Friday favorites video, which has turned into my September favorites video because once again I didn't have time to do Friday favorites at all this month. So there are going to be a lot of things in this video for you guys. I have broken them up into 3 categories: music, television, and miscellaneous, we can call it. First up is music. On Monday I went and saw Bastille in concert, which was amazing, but we're not going to talk about that specifically. What we're going to talk about is the fact that Little Daylight opened for them and they were just absolutely fantastic. If you saw my August Document Your Life video, I used their song Overdose and they are just really great live. There were only 3 of them in the band, which I didn't realize. I thought it was a much bigger band, but they're still able to have just a really full sound, and I know that partially has to do with like looping and backing tracks and all of those types of things, but they just had so much energy and they were so much fun, and I felt like I was the only person in the crowd who actually knew their songs, but everyone in the crowd was really into their performance. They only have like 4 or 5 songs out right now on an EP, but I really enjoy all of the songs on that EP and I'm really excited to see them come out with a full album. Next, there have been a lot of album releases this month. First up, Churches released their full-length album, which I absolutely adore. If you have heard any of their singles or EPs, then you will love their full-length album. And my favorite fall release, not including Bastille because I consider them a spring release because I started listening to them when they came out in Europe, is probably Iconopop's new album, which is just so much fun. If you have, again, heard their singles, you'll probably like their full-length album. It's just super dancey and upbeat, and if you want to have a dance party either by yourself or with other people, then you could just put on this album and go crazy because it's really hard to listen to their songs and not want to dance around your room. And then Haim has their new album coming out on September 30th, but it's currently streaming on NPR's website. I don't know if that is open internationally or if it's only for US, but I will have a link to that down below. And again, their album is really great. There have also been a lot of Christian music releases recently. I don't talk a lot about Christian music just because I'm very picky about which artists I listen to because sometimes it's a little bit cheesy, but there are 3 artists who I really enjoy who came out with albums all on the same day. First is Phil Wickham, who is, if not my favorite, then definitely in my like top 3 or top 5 favorite Christian artists. He has a very unique sound to his voice and to the type of music that he puts out, which I really enjoy, so that way it doesn't just sound like another Christian pop song. I've loved every album that he's ever put out ever, and this one is no exception. It's not my favorite album, but it definitely is still really good. The other 2 artists who have albums out are Matt Redman and Gunger, but I haven't had time to listen to the albums yet, so I can't say for sure how good they are, but if you are looking for Christian artists to listen to, definitely check out their albums as well. I really like Gunger because he does very different things with his music. He definitely tries to push himself musically, which I very much appreciate. Next is television. Now, instead of talking about every TV show that I'm watching, which is like a 3-part video in and of itself, I'm just going to talk about the new shows that have premiered that I'm really enjoying. First up is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which might be my favorite out of all of the ones that I've watched so far. It's a sitcom or half-an-hour comedy with Andy Samberg. It's on Fox. There have been 2 episodes that have shown so far and I've loved them both. I'm generally not a huge Andy Samberg fan, but for some reason this show really makes me laugh. There are just a lot of really great comedians on this show and they all just have really good timing and play off each other well, and it just seems very clever. The next show is Sleepy Hollow, which is on the CW. Now, there have been 2 episodes that have come out, but I've only watched the first one so far, and this is one of those where it's like kind of on my watch list, but it isn't necessarily like perfect. I'm just intrigued by it and by the concept. I'm going to keep watching, but I don't know where this is going to go or if it's going to turn out that well. Lately I haven't really been into CW shows no matter what's been going on. I feel like I'm just getting too old for that channel. It'll be interesting to see how the CW handles this show because usually it's not to my taste. And then there is Hostages, which is on CBS. It stars Dylan McDermott and Toni Collette. This is an hour-long drama where Toni Collette plays a doctor and Dylan McDermott works for the FBI. She has to kill the president. She's supposed to operate on him, and Dylan McDermott tells her she has to kill the president and then takes her family hostage to make sure that she does it. I'm someone that doesn't watch a lot of dramas, so this is a show where I watched the pilot and it wasn't bad, but like the first half an hour I was just like, well, it's okay, but I don't know if it's really for me. But it's really the way that they ended the pilot that kind of hooked me into the show. Next up, I wanted to talk about beauty / makeup. I'm not someone who wears a lot of makeup, if you can tell by the way my face looks in 90% of the videos that I put up, but I do like it sometimes, and something that I've really been into lately is lipsticks, but I never wanted lipstick that was like really strong or really bright or anything like that because I don't normally wear it, so I feel like when I do wear it, it looks really extreme. So something that I discovered that I really love are these Revlon lip butters. These are really old, so if you are someone who's into makeup, you'll probably like Rincey. They came out like last year or something like that, but I just started getting into them because again, I don't really wear makeup. These are really nice because they are slightly more sheer. They're kind of more than a tinted lip balm but less than actual lipstick, so it leaves color on my lips without being too pigmented, which is something I really like. The other thing that I really like is that they have colors that are good for darker skinned people, which if you are a darker skinned person, you know that it is very difficult to find quality makeup or makeup that complements our skin tone without being too extreme. So these are ones that I really like. The colors that I picked up are Fig Jam and Red Velvet, so if you have similar skin tone to me and are looking for something like that, I definitely recommend this. The other thing I like is this Lush facial cleanser called Let the Good Times Roll. This is a product that Lush had a while ago and then they discontinued it, but they just brought it back and I love it a lot. It's a facial cleanser that smells kind of like popcorn. It has a buttery scent to it. It is just really, really nice. It feels really nice on my skin and I feel like my skin is already reacting well to using it, and I've only had that for like less than a week. And then finally, 2 YouTube videos that I wanted to pass along to other people. The first one is from Danny on Books. She was talking about how sad she is that the YouTube video responses are now gone, so it's going to be harder to discover new booktubers or for new booktubers to be discovered. So she was suggesting that the community do sort of like a booktube follow Friday, kind of like how on Friday Reads people just talk about the books that they're reading, and how normal Follow Friday on Twitter works where people just recommend different people to follow. Booktube Follow Friday would do the same thing where you just recommend one booktuber or someone to check out. She said, you know, do it either on YouTube itself, or if you don't have time for that, just make a quick Twitter post being like #BookTubeFF and then put out a user that you're really into, which I think would be really nice, and I think it's a really smart idea and a really good way to grow this community and encourage this community, and especially encourage smaller creators, because I know for a fact that if people hadn't shouted me out and encouraged me when I was first starting out, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at in terms of subscriber count or even just quality of my videos. Not that my videos are the best. So I will leave a link to her video down below. I'll definitely be doing this on Twitter. I don't know if I'll do this on Fridays because I already do Friday favorites, but I might put it at the end of my Friday favorites video, and I'm going to include Danny on Books as my first Follow Friday person because she is great and she doesn't really have a lot of subscribers at the moment. The other video that I want to recommend is from Gary C, who is not a booktuber but just a general blogger. He made a video called Subscription Box The Truth, where he talks about how the subscription box really isn't a thing on YouTube anymore. Everyone keeps complaining about how the sub box is broken, but sub boxes don't exist anymore. Like, YouTube has now completely removed that feature and now it's a subscription feed and it functions completely differently, and we all just kind of need to learn what that means and then adjust accordingly basically. I thought it was a really good video, and it's something that once I watched it I realized a lot of people still think the sub box is a thing. So yeah, those are all of the things that I wanted to talk about this week. Feel free to leave some comments down below, either with music you're enjoying or new TV shows you're enjoying or new booktubers or YouTubers or videos in general that you are enjoying, or anything that you are enjoying, because it has been a while so I haven't had time to talk to you guys. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Have a great weekend. Bye guys.